Good evening, everybody. It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone is having a great day so far. Just before we get into tonight's video, guys, please make sure that you are, of course, smashing that like button. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new as well, and hit that notification bell. And, of course, get all your thoughts and opinions on tomorrow night's game into the comment section down below. First of all, I do apologise for the lack of content over the last few days. I've had a bit of a week, let me tell you. Emotionally drained. I was laid off from work basically on Monday, so I was in a bit of a down spell. I wasn't really in the mood to be doing content. But the good news is that today I have found out that I've got a new job, which I start on Monday. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts. Like I say, it's been a whirlwind of a few days, a lot of different emotions going on, which is why I didn't want to come on and do content, because I wanted it to be enjoyable for you. I wanted you to see me in a better mood, and now I am. A massive weight off of my shoulders now, which means obviously we can get back into the content, because there's now a new weight on my shoulders now, and that is tomorrow night's game against Norwich City in the playoff semi-final second leg. Obviously the tie is 0-0 going into it, so it's still all to play for. And yeah, there's been no press conference, has there? Which is a bit strange. I'm not sure why that is, but apparently on the Norwich front, that Josh Sargent and Ashley Barnes are doubts for the game, I believe, which is massive for us. They are two key players in how they play. And obviously, mainly Josh Sargent, but Ashley Barnes is usually the replacement. But if they don't have either of those players available, it'll be interesting to see how Norwich City set up. I've seen a lot of their fans on Twitter basically saying that David Wagner will try and play for penalties, which I can kind of see why they would do that from their point of view. With it being at Elland Road, they'll just want to keep it tight and cagey like the first leg was. But then on the other hand, it's a second leg. You've got to go for it. Neither team can afford to be relying on a penalty shootout, especially Leeds United. If it goes to penalties tomorrow, I don't think I'll be able to watch. Honestly, obviously I'll be at the game, and I'm looking forward to it to a degree, but then I'm very nervous because 5 years ago today we had that awful night against Derby. I just don't want anything like that to happen again. I've been thinking about it, and it's giving me shakes when I'm thinking about it, because that was a truly horrific night at Elland Road. It was awful. It took me a good few weeks to get over that. It really, really did. I know we ended up going up the following season, but still, we didn't know that at the time. But yeah, on a more positive note, though, I feel okay going into tomorrow to a degree. Obviously, I am nervous naturally, but I don't know. I just think it was a lot better at Norwich in terms of maybe not from an attacking standpoint. I think there's still things that we need to work on and tweak going forward without Patrick Bamford in the team. But I thought defensively we looked a lot more solid. I think that was the game plan in the first leg, to at least have a draw or a win going back to it. Obviously now we're at Elland Road. The fans, me, all the fans that are there tomorrow will be expecting us to go for the jugular. And, I'm not saying go all gung-ho, because that can bite you on the arse. But we need to see a lot more attacking threat from Leeds United, especially at home with our fans behind us. We're expected to get the win tomorrow, just like Southampton are expected to get the win on Friday against West Brom at St Mary's. So, us and Southampton have got a lot of pressure on us over the next few nights. But hopefully, forget about Southampton. Hopefully, Leeds United can get the job done tomorrow. And, if we get to Wembley, that would be a big confidence boost going into that. And, if we face Southampton at Wembley, we face Southampton at Wembley. They've done the double over us, but it is what it is. A playoff final is completely different to, when you think about it, both league games against them, the first one was in September, so early stages of the season, didn't really affect the season, really. And then the other one was the final day when it had already been pretty much decided. So in a game where it truly matters, it would be interesting to see how Southampton would turn up in that scenario. But like I said, there's players for Norwich that can definitely hurt, as Borja Sayins, Nunes, Gabriel Sara, Jonathan Rowe. There are still players that can hurt us, and I'm fully aware of that. I do believe Norwich will come to sit in and hope to catch us on the counter attack, but we need to be showing the attacking impetus. The onus is on Leeds United to go out and get that job done tomorrow, and it's a massive game. It's huge. It's literally do or die time now. Everything is on the line in this one. Everything. And I know I'm stating the obvious, but if we lose tomorrow, it's another season in the Championship. And from a business standpoint, that's not what you want. I think financially would be okay. We would probably lose a few of our good players, Somerville, Nonto, maybe Rutter to a degree. It'll be interesting, Archie Gray, of course, but it'd be ideal if we could just go up. More than ideal if we could just go up. We'd keep all as good players. We'd be able to make good additions. I think the 49ers would approach the Premier League completely different to what Rajazani and Victor Orta did, which, anybody would do better than what they did. And I think if Daniel Farke can be backed, and I think if he can maybe make certain changes to how he sets us up tactically, then I think we could be okay in the Premier League under Farke with a few additions and if he's backed. But again, we're not there yet. We're even saying it to my uncle earlier, he's saying, yeah, but if we get to Wembley, how are we going to get there? Where are we going to go? And I'm like, just take a step back. We've not got there yet. But I was a little bit the same the other day. I was kind of planning next weekend around the playoff final, but we just need to come back down to earth a little bit and just realise we haven't got there yet. There's still hopefully just 90 minutes of football to play tomorrow, because extra time and penalties are just... Mentally, I am not prepared for that mentally. It's going to be very tense. It's going to be cagey. I imagine the atmosphere needs to be vile. It needs to be awful for Norwich. We need to make it as loud as we possibly can. But if the game doesn't go our way, if it's starting to get away from us, if we don't play attacking, if we're just passing it around the back four, I think the crowd will turn 100%. But, if we can get an early goal, the atmosphere lifts. If we can get an early goal tomorrow, first sort of 10, 15 minutes, I think we will be okay, genuinely. And I know we probably all said that going into the Derby game those years ago, but I don't know, it just feels different this time. I think if we can get a goal early on, I think we'll be okay. I think it'll be like a weight off the shoulders. I can just play a little bit more freely at that point. But again, look, I'm not naive to the fact that Norwich City have definitely got players that can hurt us and players that can win the game for them. If we're not on it tomorrow, if we don't turn up and they do, then they will deserve it 100%. I know we finished 17 points higher than them, but the playoffs isn't about that. It's a mini tournament, isn't it? Form in the season goes out the window when you're in the playoffs. And, I just hope that, I've never seen Leeds United play at Wembley in the flesh. I think, the Doncaster game, I was about, how old will I have been? About 8 or 9. I just starting to get into football properly then, so I wasn't at that game. I watched it on the telly, but I wasn't there. The Cardiff one against Watford, I wasn't there for that. So, but I have been to Wembley before, but only to watch Leeds Rhinos in the Challenge Cup final. I've never been for Leeds United, so fingers crossed we can get there tomorrow. I am going with a very, very tight 2-1 win to Leeds United. I think we will win, and I think we will be going to Wembley next week. But yeah, that's all I've really got for you guys, in all honesty. I'm just absolutely bricking it once again. Bit more confident given the defensive display that we put in against them on Sunday, but attacking wise, I'm a bit worried in a sense of, we need to work on on the attacking threat, because without Patrick Bamford, we just seem to run out of ideas when we get in that final third. If it's going to be Perot, or if he maybe sticks with the same 11 that he did the other day, they need to be on it. Cree needs to be on it. Nonto, Rutter, definitely Rutter. Rutter's been way off it since he's had that hernia operation. So, like I say, fingers crossed, guys. Keep the faith. Believe. If you go into the game tomorrow, make it as loud as possible. I know I will be. I'm in a much better mood now, given my personal stuff that I've managed to sort out. So hopefully I can end my week with Leeds United getting to Wembley. Hit me up in the comment section down below, guys, with your score predictions, your goal scorers, how are you feeling going into tomorrow's game. Yeah, make sure you're liking the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new, and hit the notification bell. I may go live in the morning for a match day thoughts stream to get all your guys' thoughts and how you're feeling going into the game. And I'll see you then. And yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're the famous Leeds United and we're going to Wembley. Come on, Leeds!